Hey, what up guys, Jesse Jardine with Thrash Lifting, and I'm going to talk about my fucking warm-up that I do when it's deadlifting or squatting day, sometimes benching day. This was 45 minutes, but I chopped it down. I had to reshoot a couple parts, but it should be pretty helpful. Anyways, let's get started here. Alright, so first off, I like to roll my glutes a bit on the fucking foam roller. I'm gonna turn this shook and shit off. So yeah, just lower back and glutes first, and then cross your arms in front of you like this, shoulder to shoulder, and really open up that back. And then I like to change directions too, and usually when I do this I get a bunch of popping in my upper back. It feels great. And then I just lay there for about 30 seconds with my arms out like that and just open up my lower back. Next, I like to roll my lats. Usually I find right up there my trap area. I like to wait for a bit and just roll it out, get some movement in there. Yeah, that's usually pretty tight up there. Pretty much with foam rolling, you want to find the spot. You want to roll a couple times and take notice of the really tight spots, and then you're going to want to hold there for 30 seconds to a minute and just breathe into it and try and get some movement in there. I always try and get some movement in there. I like to breathe in on the flex and then let it go. So this is one I don't see many people doing. There's a lot of webbing and scar tissue that can build up in your hands, and I find it's helped when I used to have elbow issues, so I do that a lot now. This is a really important one, getting back in your glute medius. You want to cross your leg over, and then you want to think back pocket area here. You're going to find a fucking spot that really feels like shit if you're doing it right. And then I try and wiggle my feet a bit. I usually go in there for about a minute, and then I'll pull my leg right in. And that's usually even more intense back there. This is like a really good one. I do this pretty much every day, upper body or lower body. And then next we're going to the IT band. First time I did this I almost vomited. You want to get her on the side. I find if I roll, like if you roll your leg back and forth, you can find where it is. I find like pretty much where my quad ties into my hamstring is always really tight. I like to go really slow on this one and like really find the horrible spots. I usually spend like probably 5 minutes on my right leg just because how tight it always is in there. And yeah, definitely get some movement in there. Usually when I do this a couple times, my leg, I can feel something give, and then all of a sudden my knee pain usually goes away. I've been having knee pain again lately. I think it's because I haven't been foam rolling my calves, so I'm gonna bring that in. So yeah, just rolling my fucking IT band. And then I like to turn a bit and roll more of the front quad up into the hip flexor. Usually my hip flexor is really tight, so I like to find that nice little tight hip flexor spot right about there, and then get some nice fucking movement in there. Because the hip flexor really activates when you bring your heel towards your glute, so that's really getting her in there. Getting her going right good in there, I tell you. That's fucking pretty brutal in there. Usually my right leg's way more brutal than my left. And then this is the one at the gym where everyone thinks you're fucking humping the thing. Whatever, they can suck dicks. So you get right in there. I always find right down by my knee is usually the tightest in there. I like to fucking chill out there hard and just fucking get some movement. Turn my leg back and forth. With all these exercises, you want to try and hit them from all angles. I've been doing this for about 1.5 years now, foam rolling a lot. Really helped me rehab my knee. I single-handedly rehab my knee with this pretty much. Like I did lots of yoga and like went to osteopath and massage therapist and chiropractor. None of it really helped until I just took my own initiative and did this before every squat and every deadlift day. I also do this before benching usually because the leg drive really helps. So here I am going in my IT band on my left leg now, rolling on the front. I shortened this up a bit because I think you guys get the point. Usually find a spot and hold for 30 seconds, and then find another spot, hold for 30 seconds. and get in on this side. Usually it's pretty tight in on here. So fucking get in there untight. Get up in that hip flexor. Yeah, okay. That's fucking real annoying. Loving my text messages interrupt my videos. Whatever. Alright, so this one's a really good one for your shoulders warming up. So you want to cross, and back in here you'll fucking find a spot that feels like hell when you get the tennis ball in there. You'll know it when you're doing it. And then I like to get some movement going in there. Do both sides. It hits a muscle called your serratus posterior major, I think. Doesn't really matter what it's called. I'm sure you can find some more info on it, but this really helps with my shoulders. So then I got this really stupid camera angle, but I really like these. These fucking really open up my fucking hips. Usually on this first right here, I open up really good. I can feel it in my hips. I do that about 10 times. Try and touch a bit further each time. Get some speed in there. And then on the last one, I like to grab my fucking toes and just hold that. Just breathe. You don't want to hold it too long, but I like to stretch. And then that one, I think it's like butterfly or something in yoga. And I just like to fold over and breathe a bit. Next we got fire hydrants going on. These are great for the hips. Oh, some nice legs there. These are great for the yeah, not fire hydrants yet. Sorry, this is a cow or whatever, cat dog or whatever from yoga. It's kind of hard to explain this. I'm sure you can look it up, but it's great for opening up your lower back and shoulders before any kind of workout. Now we got the fucking fire hydrants going. You want to try and go a bit wider each time. I like to do 8 on each side and then switch. So one going forward, one going back. Stupid text message. Yeah, so 8 back, 8 forward, and then I had a really bad camera angle at the gym, so I decided to record this. This is about 10 minutes ago. So this is another yoga thing. I forget what it's called. It's like the rest pose. But then you take your arms out to the side and then breathe in. This really stretches my lats more than anything else. I should probably do this every day, but I always forget. And then next, scorpions. I learned this from Omar Isif and from Mark Lobliner. On that first one there, my back like cracked like 8 times, so I usually like to do these. I do 4 on each side and then I do like 8 like alternating. This really warms up my lower back. Don't want to fuck around with that lower back shit. I tell you what. Next we got fucking yoga move Cobra, I think it's called. And then this one's a variation on Sphinx. Just like really opens up your lower back. And then I usually do like a quick fucking downward dog, and then fucking stretch out my fucking calves a little bit. I'm gonna start stretching my calves a lot more. I think it's part of the problem with my knees. And then just some quick hamstring stuff. You don't want to like hold these for 30 seconds or anything. This is all like dynamic warm up. I think you can really hurt yourself if you hold stretches for 30 seconds before a workout. So, but yeah, all this stuff is pretty much yoga. I just do it quick. I don't like to do like half hour of yoga before a workout, but I like to have a couple moves in there. Just mostly for lower back kind of stuff. Next, I got my shoulder warm up here. So we're hitting the rhomboids in the back. Just grab a band and just imagine pinching a pencil between your shoulders. Next, we got shoulder dislocations. These are really good. It took me a while to be able to do these. It's still pretty wide, but I don't know. It's coming in a bit closer. Because my upper back is like so tight. After a couple, I like to bring it in a bit more. If you can't really, if you get stuck back there, you can just like hold it, just kind of work that area. Next, we got some rotator cuff. I think I got like 8s. I like to do 20 of these, and then I like to do 20 of those. I think those are called scarecrows, the one before. I don't know what these are called. Fucking slaps or some shit. So then we got fucking bent over rear delts. Just a little warm up. I think I did 10. Really squeezed at the top. On the last one, I like to hold it for 10 seconds. Next we got just some squats. I don't know what, overhead squats I guess. Just really opening up everything. I like to squeeze my fucking knees back and forth, really open up those hips. Get some bouncing in there. This just really opens up everything, gets everything nice and warm. Really strict on the up and down. Try and get your ass nice and low. You want your heels on the ground. You want your shoulders nice and relaxed with the bar above you with a false grip. Oh, that was gross. So, pretty self-explanatory. So on this one, this is like a yoga one too. I see Elliot Hulse doing this all the time. You want to push your elbows into your knees and really focus on pushing out your ass. And yeah, that's gonna give you a nice fucking stretch, I tell ya. Just hold that for as long as you can, and then fucking stand up, and you should be warm to do squats, deadlifts, and bench press after this point, whichever one you need. So, I hope that helped you guys. Pretty much it was Joe DeFranco's Agile 8, and I think it's called like the Mobile fucking 11 or some shit now. Joe DeFranco, thank you. You've pretty much helped me fucking save my knees. If you guys want any, because I learned all this from pretty much Elliot Hulse, Omar Isif, and Joe DeFranco, and I just kind of do my own thing now with some yoga poses mixed in there. Not saying you gotta do exactly what I do, it's just an example of a good warm-up. That one pretty much took me 45 minutes. I chopped it down into 10, and then I did some heavy deadlifting, and I think I benched that day too, and did some squats, but my knee was bugging me. So, yeah, Jesse Jardine with Thrash Lifting. I may not be the biggest guy, but I do stretch good and have long hair.